starting off on example number 4, and I believe after this we just have the last page. So example 4 says, a community center hosts a fundraiser by selling 2 types of meal tickets, a basic ticket and a basic meal ticket and a deluxe meal ticket. The basic meal ticket costs $6 and the deluxe meal ticket costs $10. In total, 135 tickets were sold and $1,050 was collected. How many of each type of ticket were sold? For this problem, we're going to make X represent the number of basic tickets sold and Y represent the number of deluxe tickets sold. I will give a bonus point if someone can raise their hand and give me an equation that will represent $1,050 collected. Bonus point if someone can raise their hand and give me an equation to represent $1,050 collected. Yes?
Y plus X?
Well, but do we need to multiply Y by anything?
Yeah, by the cost of the tickets that were sold, like the amount of tickets that were sold.
Okay, so go ahead.
So, wait.
Okay, you know it?
6X plus 10Y equals 1,050. Boom.
Absolutely right. We have 6x plus 10y equals 1,050. The reason for this is because each basic ticket costs $6. So multiply 6 by the number of basic tickets sold. Each deluxe ticket costs $10, so we're going to multiply $10 by the number of deluxe tickets sold. Add those together and you get the total amount of money that we made. Guys, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? I think that they were not hearing me at all. You guys okay back there? Yeah? All right. Another bonus point if someone can raise their hand and give me an equation to represent 135 tickets sold. So we sold 135 basic tickets? Yeah. X plus Y equals 135. Outstanding. All right, so we have X plus Y equals 135. At this point, there are a couple different ways you could solve it. You would probably either want to use substitution or elimination. I'm going to use elimination, but if I had used substitution, I'll give a bonus point if someone could tell me what would I need to basically do to use substitution here. Hold on, bonus point, raise your hand. You guys got a bonus point. Any other? I'm looking at teams 2, 3, and 5. Okay, any teams? Go ahead.
Solve for either X or Y, and then plug it into the perfect.
Yeah. So if we were solving this using substitution, you would first want to solve for either X or Y. You could do that by subtracting Y from both sides or subtracting X from both sides. Then take the expression it equals and plug it into the other equation. Yes. I'll get to that. Now, in this case, I'm going to use elimination, but you'll notice that neither of my coefficients match. So if I was to add or subtract, I'm not going to eliminate either of my variables. So before I add or subtract, I'm going to multiply my second equation by 6. So here's my first equation. I just rewrote it. My second equation, I multiplied everything by 6. So 6x plus 6y, 135 times 6 is 810. You are allowed calculators on this test. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions on how I got from this step to this step? Or why I multiplied by 6? Oh, 135 times 6. Yes? The coefficient. Mm-hmm. Now, if you wanted, you could multiply everything here by 10 instead and subtract the y's out. Yes? Because I want to get rid of my x's. But again, you could multiply everything by 10 and then you'll have the same coefficient with the y's and then you get rid of your y. Yes?
Why didn't you multiply it by -6?
You could do it that way. Yeah, if you multiply by -6, then you would add instead of subtract. Yes?
So, is it just like to get the same
Coefficient? Yes. Now, a really good point here, if we had multiplied by -6, that might be a little bit easier because then we would add instead of subtract. I did it this way, but you're welcome to on the test or on your homework do it differently if you'd like. Okay, 6x and 6x, I need to subtract to eliminate this. 6x minus 6x is 0. 10y minus 6y is 4y. 1050 minus 810 is 240. So from here, I divide both sides by 4. Y is 60, yes.
How would you subtract 10y and 6y?
Oh, I'm subtracting vertically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're using elimination. And then once I know that y is 60, that's a number answer, I can plug 60 into either of my equations. I'm going to plug it into the x plus y equation because that's a little easier. So x plus y, instead of y, I'm going to put a 60. X plus 60 equals 135. Subtract 60 from both sides. Y is 75. So the answer is 75 basic tickets and 60 deluxe tickets. I do recommend for problems like these, at the very beginning, write down what each of your variables are. So if you use x and y, if you use a and b, or whatever letters you use, write down what each one is, because a very common mistake is at the end, people will forget which one's which. And then they'll switch them up. And on a test, you would only lose 1 point for that, but on you guys already know that Math Excel is really unforgiving when it comes to little mistakes like that. I saw a hand, yes.
Wait, how do you know which one is x and y? Like, how do you say x?
Oh, so we know that this is x because x is the basic ticket and the basic ticket is $6.
Yeah, but like, how do you know that 6 or like the basic tickets are x? Or do you just choose?
You could just choose that. You can switch it the other way if you want. But whichever one you use, make sure you're consistent. So I know that I've selected x to be the basic ticket and y to be the deluxe ticket. That's how I know x has to be multiplied by 6, y has to be multiplied by 10. If I had switched it, it would be 10x plus 6y. Yeah. And then you'd get the opposite.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you're consistent the whole problem. If you switch it halfway, you'll get it wrong. But again, one of the most common mistakes I see is that people will do everything right, and at the very end, they'll just switch the variables and put them in the wrong place. Yes? If you multiply the top equation? What would you multiply the top equation by?
Like for the first equation, like 6x plus 10y, would you get the same thing if you plug like y into that equation?
So if you did substitution? Yes. If you solve by substitution, you would get the same answer. So like if you subtracted x from both sides and then plugged in 135 minus x in for here, yeah, you get the same thing. I have a preference for elimination because it's a little faster, but if you like substitution better, I recommend you do the way that makes sense for you. I think you should know how to do all of them, because sometimes there will be a problem that really is easier if you do it this particular method. But there's a lot of problems where it really doesn't matter which way you do it. Any other questions about this one? Okay. Okay, so looking at the back, what we're going to do here, we have now learned 3 different ways to solve a linear system: graphing, substitution, and elimination. And we have learned 3 different types of solutions you might get. You might get one solution, that's where the lines intersect. You might get no solution, that's where the lines are parallel. Or you might get infinitely many solutions, that's where the lines are on top of each other. Can I turn the page? Anyone need a few more seconds? Would you guys prefer to do these boxes one at a time, where like you guys do one, then we go over it, then we go on to the next box? Or would you rather use the vertical whiteboards and do 3 boxes at a time and then go over all 3? Or would you rather like do the whole thing on your own and we go over all the answers at the end? You guys prefer the first option? I'm cool with that. All right, take a look at this one. It says to solve by graphing. Do you guys all remember how to put things in slope-intercept form? Okay, please graph these. When you have your answer, what I'm looking for in the answer is your actual graph. So when you hold up your whiteboard, I should be able to see your graph, and I should see the point of intersection. So there are two equations to graph. They're not the same line. It's not right, sorry. Because one of them should have a positive slope and one of them should have a negative slope. Yes, that's right. And once you get it right, please check in with your teammates. Make sure everyone at your table understands. Ask each other questions. Help each other out. And if there's a question no one at your table can answer, call me over. Y equals mx plus b. That's correct. Sorry? Did you put it in slope-intercept form? I heard someone say they're lost in that direction. Did you put it in slope-intercept form? So I'm looking for the graph.
You're gonna rise, so you're gonna go over one, but not rise over one because no, I'm saying you're gonna go for x to x to x, and then you're gonna rise 3 right here. No, the x is on the bottom, and then this is the y. So you go over 1 and you go up 3. Yeah. So you go to the side 1 and you rise 3. Yeah, this is x. So then you go 1 and then you rise 3.
It's not right, sorry. It should be intersecting on the other side of the y-axis. Double check your y-intercepts.
Isn't it? You go over 1 and then you rise 3? No, it's you go over
So,
1 and you go 3.
okay, so,
But what did you like go over 1 and
listen, what is your, there are two equations. So you should have two lines. Your first line, which, let's see here, we have y equals, what's m? 1. What's b? No, the b for the first one is 4. So put a dot on y equals 4.
Oh, so why you go over? Right?
No, put it on, the y-axis is the vertical axis. Okay. She's got it, just draw a point there. Okay, now did you draw a point there? From that point the slope is 1, right? So go up 1 over 1, draw another point. There you go, there's your first line. Draw a line all the way through those points. There we go. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Oh my god, you know? X, y equals oh, negative. Oh, would you? Oh, wait, divide 2 by both sides. Negative 1 by both sides. Okay. Oh, I negative 1. Like, oh, that one, this one was the second one. I went down. Shoot. Subtract 4 from both sides. Start at 4. What? What? What is that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
You don't write the word.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you have to do some work before you start graphing. You guys are all doing the problems, not just these two. Okay? Everyone should be doing the problems. Team 5, you guys got it? Okay, did you put
You let me know.
Then what do we do?
Okay, what makes you use it? They should look like Ava. Oh my god.
That's the prettiest twins in the world.
No. You look like the girl that was like 7 years old and she was the prettiest one. That's Ava. No, not the twins, just the like the one. Ava Clemens. She looks like Ava in the comments. Like I look at her, she looks like her. And they're really pretty in there too. The girl that was voted in like 2015 as the prettiest girl. Ava. Who was it? Who was the girl that was I'm getting a compliment. Yo soy Paulina. Paulina Black. Oh, you made her cute. Wait. That was so funny. They're reenacting the same thing, like all the things that are going on right now, and like our slang game, like our dance.
Yeah, they
6, 7, all this.
Why?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, we know you looked at it. No, I don't. Wait, it says it there. Yeah, yeah, but there's your argument.
I said verb. And then I want to get another cat. Oh, I got it. Juliet. But Juliet's such another name. You know me as Juliet. So, I think we're making Give me a hug, you freaking demon.
You little laboo-boo.
I'm a bit.
The air. It's right here.
A little bit rambunctious. Please take a seat. Everyone got this right eventually? Let's go over it. All right, ladies, very seriously. At this point in the semester, if you do not feel comfortable graphing, you need to get comfortable graphing. Graphing is going to be a thing, not just in this class, but next year and the year after. And moving forward, everyone's just going to expect you to know how to graph. No one's going to teach you how to graph again. Okay? We had a whole unit on it. I'm more than happy to work with you on it during tutoring if you need additional practice. You can also, re-access your previous notes. Okay? But make sure that you guys feel comfortable graphing. All right, we're going to put this in slope-intercept form. I subtracted x from both sides. Y equals negative x plus 4. M is negative 1. B is 4. So when I graph this line, it intersects the y-axis at 4. From here, I'm going to go down 1 over 1. There's my first line. My second equation, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I have negative y equals negative x plus 2. Divide both sides by negative 1. Y equals x minus 2. M is 1, B is negative 2. So my second line intersects the y-axis at negative 2. Up 1 over 1. There's my second line. When you graph these by hand, it's often difficult to tell exactly where they intersect. Okay, when you graph it on the computer, it's a little easier, but I'll just tell you that these lines intersect at the point 3, 1, which is right there. Are there any questions on this problem? You're graphing these equations and looking to see where they intersect. That's how you solve by graphing. Oh no, we're not there yet. Okay, moving on. I'm going to leave this up here because I know people are copying, but moving on, we could go horizontally, which means we could do this exact same problem, but now we're solving it with substitution instead. Or we could go vertically. We could solve the next problem, but do another round of graphing. Do you guys have a preference? We have 1 vote for vertically. How about everyone else? The other 2 classes wanted to go horizontally, but vertically makes sense to me because we're going to use the same method again.
Yeah, vertically.
You guys want to go vertically? Okay. In that case, we're not doing substitution next. We're actually going to go down. Can I move this? Okay. All right. When you're ready, please do the one directly underneath, the one that says no solution. And when you have the graph, hold your board. Before you hold up your boards, because I realize some of you guys are already done, I'll give a bonus point if someone can raise their hand and tell me what should the graph look like if you know it's no solution. Yes? Parallel lines. You should get parallel lines if you graph them correctly. All right, and yes, many of you are done. Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, and 4. Well done, you guys. All right, 3 and 5. You guys got this. It's not right. Can you guys help her out? Don't the side conversation. I don't mind the side conversations as long as you're actually working. And do you have the answer then? No, we just went over the first one. You guys are doing the no solution. Right now, 3 teams have answered. I'm waiting for you guys and team 5. 3. Then solve the problem. Stop getting distracted.
Oh, for the first, I was thinking second, sorry. Wait, can you do the different one? Yeah, it's, why is it going negative 2x? Okay, hold on.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing. Ladies, can I get your attention over here? Hal's working really hard on this, and she needs some help. I showed you guys how to graph the last 2 lines. I don't want to show you every line because that kind of detracts from your learning. The whole point is for you guys to try. Okay? The only way I know that you know how to do it is if I see you do it. Okay? So, good. Then do it. All right, ladies, we do need to move things along. I'm going to give you guys 90 seconds, and then we'll go over this. Those of you who are done, thank you for waiting patiently. Yes. Okay. I really, really want to not graph this one for you guys.
No, it isn't.
It's Carol. It's two lines. No. Wait, what's your equation for the second one? Y equals negative 2 plus 6. For which one? The top or bottom?
Yes. No, let them do it. They can do it. It's not right. Your y. What? That's right. But you didn't graph it right. What are the y-intercepts? Yeah, you graph. Your y-intercept is down by 1. The y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. How?
Valencia Martinez.
Yeah, it's the same line.
And along
Yeah,
that,
that's what I got too.
Finbrems.
You guys get it? I gave you guys just one more step to do. I don't want to give you guys any more freebie points, okay? You gotta solve these on your own. Alright, ladies. One moment, please. Alright, here is the answer. I apologize for keeping you all waiting. Alright, so start by subtracting 2x from both sides. Y equals negative 2x plus 5. M is negative 2, B is 5. Subtract 4x from both sides. 2y equals negative 4x plus 12. Divide everything by 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. Ladies, shh. So here the slope is negative 2, B is 6. So my first line intersects the y-axis at 5. From here I'm going to go down 2 over 1. This one intersects at 6, goes down 2 over 1, and you have another line. So they don't intersect, therefore the answer is no solution. Are there any questions? Okay. Teams 3 and 5, I want you guys to solve this one all on your own, and I don't want to help, okay? You guys got this. You guys can graph. You can do it. I believe in you. You just need to build your confidence. All right, once you finish copying this down, please solve infinitely many solutions. Oh, but let me give a bonus point. Bonus point if someone can raise their hand and tell me what should the graph look like. I'll give priority to teams 3 and 5. Yes.
They should look like 2, right?
No. Team 5, you want to give it a try? What should the graph look like? Basic.
Oh, like the.
You guys have 2 bonuses.
Please, it's fine.
But they.
You already got a bonus point. Do you know it? You got a bonus point too. You want to try? No, she already got a bonus point. Yes, Brandon. One line. Good job. All right, ladies. It should look like one line. When you graph these, you're going to find that both graphs are like the exact same graph. So if you do it right, that's what you should get. All right, go ahead and work on this. When you have your answer, please hold up your board. Yes, good job. Yes. Good job. I announced it. It's on Schoology. I can't pull it up right now. It's Friday for you guys. In a week, basically. Yes. I knew you could do it. Team 1, did you answer already? All right, ladies, everyone has answered. You guys are rock stars. Here is the solution. Okay, so for both of these, I'm going to start out by subtracting x from both sides. I get 2y equals negative x plus 6. Divide both sides by 2. Ladies, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. So my m is negative 1/2, my b is 3. For my second one, subtract 2x from both sides. 4y equals negative 2x plus 12. Divide both sides by 4. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3, which means this also has a slope of negative 1/2 and a y-intercept of 3. Because they have the same slope and the y-intercept, they're going to produce the same graph. That means they intersect everywhere. They basically completely overlap. So the answer is infinitely many solutions. Any questions? You guys feel okay graphing now? Or at least a little better? For those of you who haven't done your 5A homework yet, 5A homework has a lot of graphing practice. Okay, so especially if you're kind of iffy on this stuff, spend a lot of time on that particular assignment. 5B has a lot more like substitution and elimination. Those of you who have already done the assignment, you know this already. Yes, it was. But I haven't put it in the grade book yet. I'm going to wait one more class. Don't worry about it. As long as it gets done by test day, you're good. Yeah, elimination and substitution. That's what 5E was about. All right, ladies, we're going to go back up to the one solution. Ladies, you guys see one solution at the top? Do the middle column, substitution. Does anyone need help getting started? Okay. Ladies, real quick. Ladies, shh. You guys already know the answer. You know the answer that you should get is x equals 3 and y equals... Can you guys stop talking? Ladies, shh. Ladies, stop talking. Ladies. You already know that the answer is going to be x equals 3 and y equals 1, right? So if you get some other answer, you know something went wrong. When you hold up your board, I need to see your work. I want to make sure that you're actually solving this by substitution. So when you have your answer, please hold up your board. I saw a hand over here. Okay, all right. Okay, good luck, you guys. Where? Okay. I don't see the part where you isolated a variable. So you clearly have y equals x minus 2. But how did you get that? Oh, okay. So you're using, it's fine. Hold on. Yes, good job. As always, once you get it right, please check in with your teammates, make sure everyone understands, ask each other questions, help each other out. It's not no solution. You know the answer is 3, 1. No, it's one solution. 3, 1. You're solving this one. Oh. Yes, and then plug it back in and solve for x. You're doing great. Yeah, I know, but what's x equal? Yes. So I gave you the point. You're using part of your work from the previous problem, and I allowed that. Yeah, because I didn't see it initially, I thought that you hadn't done it. Monica, you're not using substitution. You need to isolate a variable and then plug that into the other equation. Yes. I like elimination the best. But you should know how to do them all, though.
Yeah. Because I think it's longer than like what elimination is.
Yeah.
What?
What do you think you would rather say to isolate a variable? You want to solve for something. But it adds like why to the strike. So now we know what.
Oh, you didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Wait, I was supposed to do the whole page. So we know I did that. Why?
Yes. Can you put away your device? Yes.
My device is equal to yeah, so y plus 2 plus y is equal to 1. Because I plugged in, so which costs are x. We plug in our x, because x is equal to y plus 2. So you know our equation right here? That was our first equation, right? You have to get x equal to y plus 2. And so we solve it, we put in our x, and plug it into the other x in the equation. Because you're going to what x is. So instead of putting x plus y, y plus 2 plus y is equal to 4, and then we add the rest of the equation. Y is equal to ¿Ya acabaron? Vale. And so then we like add the two y's and then we subtract the two from each side. So how do we get it on subtract the two from each side and add the y? And then we divide by what? And then we make it y equal to 1.
Team 5, I'm sorry, but I need your answer. Everyone's getting kind of rambunctious. Team 5, I need your answer. Everyone's getting kind of restless. Do you have your answer?
So we do x plus 1 is equal to 4. And we do after 6. Yeah, 1. And then x is equal to 3. And so our final solution is 3. You get it? Okay, we do another one. Okay. So Okay. So I think it's easy to just do minus
She's so good at bio, like actually. I didn't study.
All right, ladies, thank you for your patience. Okay, ladies, real quick. A few teams, I realize, are all done with the packet. Raise your hand if your team has finished this whole page. Okay, I'm going to check your papers, and I'm going to let you guys have study hall the rest of the block. Okay? Teams 3 and 5, we're going to continue the activity.
Where on is the first one? Well, we all have the same answer. Yeah, we all have one. Yeah. I have you guys. We just did this. You know Grace. We just did this. Yeah. I corrected this graph on the one that we showed you though. I can't delete it. My graph. Yeah, you get your house.
I don't know who this is. Oh my god.
I could.
All right, so, ladies, if I checked your packet and you guys are done, you're welcome to grab your phones. You have study hall the rest of the block. You guys are still working. You guys are still working. Let's do the next one. Here is the answer to the one we just did. All right, ladies, take a look. First step, you need to isolate one of your variables. I chose to isolate x. Many of you chose to isolate y. It doesn't matter. X equals 2 plus y. I'm going to take that and plug it into the other equation. Can you put away your computer, please, until your team's done? Okay. A very common mistake that people sometimes make is that they plug their thing into the same equation. If you do that, you're going to get infinitely many solutions every time, and that may or may not be the answer. So make sure that once you isolate your variable, plug it into the other equation. So once I have this, I combine like terms. 2 plus 2y equals 4. Subtract 2 from both sides. 2y equals 2. Divide both sides by 2. Y equals 1. Once you get a numerical answer for one of your variables, you can plug it into either equation. I plugged it into, let's see here. I plugged it into this one here. And when I did that, I solved for x, and I got 3. So once again, we got the answer that we already know, 3, 1. Any questions? All right. Are you guys also ahead? Or you're just one ahead? Okay. Okay. Please solve the next box. So you're solving no solution, substitution. I'll give a bonus point if someone can raise their hand and tell me what should you get at the end. What should happen? Yeah.
Like you should have maybe a cancel of variables and then there's
Yep.
numbers not equal.
Yes. So your variables are going to cancel out, and you should get a statement that is not true, like 0 equals 10 or 4 equals -4, something that you know isn't true. That's how you know it's no solution. Great job. Check.
I'm gonna read the one.
Okay. Can I see? All right. Thank you. I'm just looking for the next one. Well, so don't do 2 more problems. Just show me the next answer. When you say I just want the next one. No, that's not. I'm not offering that to your teams because you guys have asked for too much help. Do you guys have the answer to the next one? Can I see it? No. No solution substitution. I need to see your work. Team 5, you guys have it yet? I'm just looking for the next box. I'm not looking for the whole page. You're not doing the whole page, are you?
But I did it more for you so it's easier. So I press 2y equals 6. So now we're going to that calculation. So we're going to subtract 2y. If the x is 1, let me try it. So it's going to be x is equal to negative 2y plus 6. So that's going to be our x. Our x is equal to negative 2y plus 6. And so we're going to plug it into the calculation. So it's going to be...
If you guys would like to do the next problem, please do this.
Yeah.
I want you to do all of them on paper or show me on the whiteboard because it doesn't work. I mean, it's not 0. Yeah. You know that the answer is.
Okay, but then I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to plug it in. So x is 2 times negative 2y. I think I have 6. I don't know. Oh wait, did I write it wrong? I wrote it wrong. Yeah, okay. Wait, what? Sorry. I'm not right. Sorry. What am I doing? Yeah, and then the 4's cancel out.
Yep.
And then this is going to be 12.
You got it. Yep. Okay, go ahead and do the next one. If you guys finish, then you can do.
So then I did. So I plugged in my x. So you know what? X. I think I got the yeah. No, this is the answer. This is the x. That's the answer. So it's with 12. Yeah.
All right, ladies, I am looking at the time right now, and I think I just need to go over the rest. So how many, do you have any more? Did you finish the next one? You're almost done. I'll give you that point. Yeah.
Oh, it's this.
Okay, so, yeah. So it looks like everyone finished this one, and your team finished the next one. If it's all right, I'm just going to go over the elimination column, okay? But please ask me questions if you have them. All right, elimination. Elimination, once again, is my preferred method because it is the fastest. Here, my coefficients are the same. You could add or subtract. I chose to add. X plus x is 2x. Y plus negative y is 0. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2x equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 3. Now that I know that x is 3, I can plug it into one of the other equations. Solve for y. I get y equals 1. So my first answer is 3, 1. I realize some of you are still copying. I will go back. I'm just going to make sure I go through all of them before the bell rings. This one, same thing, but my coefficients don't line up. So I'm going to multiply my first equation by 2. That gives me 4x plus 2y equals 10. Here's my second equation. Notice that when I did that, both my x's and my y's got the same coefficient. So I'm going to get a 0 on this side and a negative 2 on this side. I know that 0 doesn't equal negative 2, so it's going to be no solution. And finally, multiply by 2, I get 2x plus 4y equals 12. My other equation is 2x plus 4y equals 12. When I subtract, I get 0 equals 0. 0 does, in fact, equal 0. So infinitely many zeros. I just said infinitely zeros. Infinitely many solutions. Any questions? I will go back up. I know people are still copying. Okay, I'm going back up to the first one. And yeah, great job, you guys. I will put in these team scores. Let's see who won this unit. Alright, it looks like team 1. Congratulations, you're the winners. Team 1. Are you on team 1? Yes, you are.
Oh, I'm team 1?
Are you here?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Team 1 won.
Alright, I'm moving it up one more time. There you go.